Yo, what's up, guys? This is D Brown with Track Hits. I'd like to welcome to another episode of Track Hits. So, I wanted to give you guys a slight recap of the Brussels, Diamond League final that happened a couple days ago. We saw a lot of tremendous performances. We saw Sydney McLaughlin double up in the 200 and 400. She wasn't able to participate in the Diamond League final portion of it, so they made an invitational race, which was pretty dope on their side. It's good that they were able to get some athletes together. I'm not sure how they're doing it money-wise, but it's good to get some athletes together to actually see and give the consumers the opportunity to see, them in their last actual meet, if that's the case. We saw, like I said, Sydney McLaughlin. We saw the 100-meter dash for the men. We saw, of course, Freddie Curley compete. We saw Kenny Bednarek and Lasita Tobogo go at it. We saw so many tremendous performances that went really, really well. We saw the matchup and the showdown between Julian Alfred, Dina Asher-Smith, and of course Shacarri Richardson. So we're going to talk about a little bit of it. We're not going to go too deep into it, but we're going to talk a little bit about it just to give you guys a recap, because we had some really quality performances, most definitely. So first thing I'm going to talk about really is just this showdown between Shacarri Richardson, Dina Asher-Smith, and of course the Olympic champion Julian Alfred. So that race was pretty great. I remember someone in my comments basically said that Brussels is not the place to expect any world records of any sort, or any world leads of any sort. I didn't know what they were referring to, if like the track was slow or if it was just one of those situations where like people are going to be cooked, they're going to be tired. But they were absolutely right. Brussels, from what I saw, was a very cold and rainy atmosphere, which kind of sucks. You would think in the last meet they would, I'm not sure if they knew Brussels is like that. I don't know if the weather is like that traditionally in Brussels, but it would have been great to finish off in an actual like hot environment, like a Doha. I know Oregon was the finals last year, so that would have been cool. But nonetheless, we knew there weren't going to be any fast times, but certainly it was going to be some quality competition. So we saw Julian Alfred and, like I said, Dina Asher-Smith and Shacarri Richardson head to head go at it. And in my predictions, I initially, I said that it's going to be a very close run. I said that wasn't going to be, too fast. I said maybe like a 10-8 low, maybe 10-7 if Shacarri's on some gangster, like, I'm going to go take what's mine. You got me at the Olympic Games. But it was very anticlimactic. Julian Alfred-Smith blew that out the water. She ran 10.88, followed by Dina Asher-Smith. I mean, it was basically put away from the first 30 or 40 meters. I mean, she had a solid start. This is Julian Alfred-Smith. She had a very solid start, transitioned really well, and was basically getting up to top-end speed and was able to hold it like fantastic. Dina Asher-Smith got out well as well and just looked really good. I mean, they looked really, really just smooth. Julian Alfred-Smith was able to separate a little bit better this race compared to like Zurich, where she eventually got hawked down by Shacarri Richardson. Now, Shacarri Richardson, she's the big story because I don't know what the heck she was doing. She had a great start, but pretty much after like 10, 15, 20 meters, she basically started to like shut down. She wasn't running as fast. She wasn't putting her foot down. She kind of looked like the Shacarri Richardson that ran, if you guys remember, in 2021 when she came back from the ban, after she was caught with marijuana in her system, when she, initially made the Olympic trials. She had an opportunity to race at the Prefontaine meet, which was the last meet of the season. This is where Elaine Thompson-Herah went 10-5. And if y'all remember, it was very anticlimactic as they built it up as this big finale, and she got like 7th place. And then here she got 8th place at like 11-2, 11-3. So I don't know what's going on with her. I don't know if it's physical, mental. There's been a bunch of rumors and swirlings and YouTube videos talking about her mind state and stuff like that. I don't like to speculate because I don't have no information, and I ain't no, journalist. I'm just talking about track and field, and I'm not here for, the extraness unless it's relevant. So I don't want to speculate because this is people's business. Hopefully whatever is going on her side, she's able to fix it and get better, and it doesn't affect her too bad going forward. Like I said, so as we transition to the 100, the 100 was pretty interesting. We had, Christian Coleman. We had Christian Coleman. We had Fred Curley. Going into this race, I initially thought that Fred Curley was going to pull this one out. I had him as the favorite just because, he's been really good at holding his I don't say peak, but holding really good fitness throughout, the period of time. But he didn't look very dynamic. He didn't look very powerful. He looked like it's been a long season, and so we had, Mr. Blake, not Johan. We had Akeem Blake come through and basically steal the show. I mean, he was the only person to break 10 seconds, ran 9.9, and good, whether that was a 9.8 performance, he just looked really good. I mean, good push out, good transition to top end speed, and he was able to hold that top end speed really well. It sucks that it wasn't really good weather, because like I said, I think that was a 9.8 performance, which would have cracked the top 10 performances of the year. So it was really good to see, really great to see that win. Fred Curley, I believe, got settled for third, and Christian Coleman came in at second place. I think I think it was Christian Coleman and Fred Curley. They were in second and third. Christian Coleman had a great start, but again, just was very flat towards the end of his running. I know he's in the transition period of some time. He's training with Dennis Mitchell, so it's going to take him some time to kind of get his legs moving. Fred Curley, like I said, long season. He actually went to the Olympics, 4x1, etc., etc. So he was going to have a long season regardless. The cool thing is, though, that he had probably his best season in a while, running a bunch of 9.8s, a bunch of 19.8s. So I'm really looking forward to see what Fred Curley does next. As well as Christian Coleman, he's going to be in a new camp this year if they're going to fix his top end speed, and so he can have a much better and smoother 100. So, but like I said, Akeem Blake did really well. He's starting to come into his own, very young, Jamaican. So, I mean, big ups to Jamaica, because their big guy did not come, Keishane. So it was good for Jamaica to still be able to take it. As we transition to the 200, we're going to talk about the women. We have two heats of the women that really would have been great if they would have got them together, but for politics reasons, they weren't able to. We had the 200-meter dash. I mean, I pretty much predicted that Brittany Brown was going to take it. I had her predicted at 22.0. She's been hovering around that time. And she gave us just that. She gave us 22.2, basically jogging in the last 10 meters of the race and just not putting her foot on the gas all the way through. So, I mean, she didn't really have much competition from what I can see. Once she cleared the curve, I mean, she's just so damn strong. She was able to finish with no issues. It was really kind of, in my opinion, wasn't a very talented field. I mean, a bunch of talented young ladies, don't get me wrong. But in terms of medalist, it was just lackluster. Of course, we don't have Sharika Jackson. We don't have Elaine Thompson-Herah. We don't have Gabby Thomas, the Olympic champion. We don't have a lot of talent that was, we don't have Mackenzie, from the Mississippi Ole Miss, and she, went pro this year. Mackenzie Long. It's a bunch of talent. Abby Steiner that we don't have. So it was hers for the taking. It was really great for her to take that run. And then we have, of course, we had Sydney McLaughlin. She ended up running the open 200, and it was really great to see her actually run. She cleared her field really great too. I mean, again, once she transitioned off the curve, she just started lifting and just showed her strength and really showed how fast she is. She ran 22.4, which would have got her second place in the Diamond League actual run. I don't think she would have beat Brittany Brown, but the fact that she has so much range from the 400-meter hurdles, where traditionally a lot of people don't, it was really great to see how fast she is. 22.4 in those kind of conditions is nothing to sneeze at, especially when it's the number 2 time going into the Diamond League, or at the conclusion of the Diamond League. So great run for her. For the men, that was a hell of a performance that they had. Everyone had Leslie Tobogo, running away with this, no problems, no issues. In my prediction video, I basically had that it was going to be the Kenny Bednarek and Tobogo show, and we were going to see who's going to be the better man of that day. Kenny Bednarek just came off of a PR of 19.55, I believe, in Zurich, to get second place. But nonetheless, he's been on Tobogo's ass. And Tobogo's just been ranking up money. He's been, at every single performance. So it was just a matter of time before his body was just going to get tired, But like I said, Kenny Bednarek did really well. He pushed out, got the position, and did not relinquish the position. Tobogo was not able to catch him. Fred Curley was in the back somewhere. I don't say the back. He was just not in the predominant spot that I thought he was going to be. And I thought he was going to be a much bigger challenge, but he wasn't able to do so. Arian Knighton ended up dropping out. Probably had to do with that Grant Holloway situation. Grant Holloway was not able to perform because of politics and stuff like that. So, like I said, it just kind of brought down the field in a way. Alexander Argando really did well from the Dominican Republic. He also went under 20 seconds. So those top 3 did really well. Like I said, Kenny Bednarek 19.6. I think Tobogo went 19.8, and then Argando ended up going 19.9. So quality 200-meter field. As we transition, we're going to go to the women's 400-meter dash. Again, 2 heats. We had Sydney McLaughlin, Lavroni, and then we also had the Diamond League actual 400-meter dash. So the Diamond League 400-meter dash was star-studded. We had Paulino, we had Adeleke, we had Leaky Claver. We had so much talent in that particular field. A lot of the people that were in or participated in the Olympic 400-meter dash in Paris. And I mean, it did not disappoint at all. Paulino and also Salwa Nasser. So, I believe, I don't know what was going on with Salwa Nasser. She didn't look her particular good self, because usually no one really catches her in the first 200. But Paulino really put the pedal to the metal and really took it out in the first part of that 200. And because she's so damn strong, once you take it out that aggressive, she's not going to relinquish her strength. She's been pretty much unchallenged all these past 2 years in the final 120 of her run, when she really decides to kick. And I don't think that was going to change. It's a shame that she didn't get a chance to go head to head with Sydney McLaughlin. That would have been a really dope race. But like I said, we had Alexis Holmes, I think, came in for second or third. Not Salwa Nasser was in the mix somewhere, but I think she got disqualified because of lane violation. I don't know how the heck she ran out of her lane as a professional. Really interesting stuff, but hopefully, I guess it's just one of those seasons where it's just tiring. So everyone's just ready to go home and finish up their run, get the little bit of money that they need to scrape up from these meets, or big money, because this is the Diamond League final, right? So Paulino, like I said, ran away with it. She ran 49, and I think she ran 49.4. if I'm not mistaken. So quality running from her. And again, Sydney McLaughlin ended up running hers. I mean, the only competition that she pretty much had was from two Jamaicans. She had Stephanie McPherson and another Jamaican. I don't recall her name, but I mean, she had a hell of a run. I mean, she went 49.11, which ended up being faster than the actual Diamond League final. Like I said, it would have been a great matchup. She took it out really aggressive at 23 and some change, came through at 35, high 36, and then finished up in a 49.11. Really just shows how strong that she is. I mean, I don't think that this race indicated her form, because again, the conditions weren't the best. I think if the conditions were a lot better, she would have been able to get that 48 mid. I think that's what she wanted, but you can't, it's hard to chase lightning like that, you know what I'm saying? So I think, running 49 was dope, and she was able to promote the meet in a great way for more people to want to show up and really see this kind of talent. And like I said, as we transition, we're going to go to the men's 400. So in this men's 400, I basically had Matthew Hudson Smith winning it, right? But followed by that Zimbabwean that got a bronze medal. I forgot his name, pardon me. Massa, it starts with an M, pardon me. But yeah, I had him getting them getting 1-2. I had Vernon, hopefully he on his quest to break 44 seconds, but with the weather and everything like that, I know that was going to be difficult. Karani James is also in there as well. He finishes really well. But what's interesting is that in the first 120 to 150 meters, Matthew Hudson Smith ended up shutting it down. Probably just because, again, the weather. He also has a lot of injury issues, so this weather probably wasn't the best. One thing that I noticed in this particular Brussels meet, everyone that did well is used to this kind of weather. So in this particular run, like I said, we had Dina Asher-Smith do really well. But also the biggest surprise was the person who won the men's 400 is Dotson. He's from Great Britain, so it's almost like the weather that was very similar to Great Britain. All those athletes did really, really well. And mind you, it's only 2 or 3 athletes that did well from Great Britain in this Diamond League final. But it was just very impressive to see, because he had a really great finish. He finished in 11.6, which is a really quality finish. More importantly, all the people that he hawked down was really impressive, because he hawked down Vernon Norwood. He's been a really quality finisher. He hawked down Karani James, who's a really great finisher. He hawked down some of the best of them who were leading in that 300, put themselves in great position, but he just was able to finish a little bit better. So really impressive run. Like I said, it wasn't too fast. It was 44, mid to low, 44.4, something like that. But nonetheless, Dotson got him one, and he won the Diamond League final. So, that's some big money to go home with, and to almost solidify your ranking of where you're at. Not going low, not going high, but getting just right. So, it would have been great to see Vernon Norwood, push a little bit more. But like I said, with the conditions, it's very just hard. It's better just to go out there, stay healthy, do what you can. And like I said, we had the 800-meter dash. Mary Mora ended up doing well. She did a really great job. Then you had the 800-meter men's. The Olympic champion ended up coming through, hawking everyone down to finish up. So like I said, it was just a really quality running, really quality running that we saw. Again, pushing forward, we had the Diamond League final 1500 won by Inga Britson. Really tactical running from everybody. So yeah, it was just a really, really great race. Even the 400-meter hurdles, when we transitioned to that, like I said, I thought Anna Cockrell was gonna put some more pressure on Femke Bol, but Femke Bol on these one-off races, man, she's just very, very hard to beat, very hard to beat. So she ended up setting up her race really well. Anna Cockrell was there, but she just wasn't. I didn't see her as smooth as Zurich. I didn't see her be as aggressive as Zurich. And I think the weather kind of played up to everybody, especially because it wasn't just the cold. It was also a little bit of rain as well, in particular races. You know, with the 400-meter hurdles for men, also with Femke Bol, she ended up running like 52 and some change. Anna Cockrell ran 53. But again, Anna Cockrell just ran 52 mid the other day. So to go from 52 to 53 from meet to meet, you know, it could just be one of them issues where just the weather just wasn't her day for that day. And like I said, she had one of her best seasons ever. So, you know, just got charged that to the game. Salmon from Jamaica did really well with finishing as well. She almost took second from Anna Cockrell. With the 400-meter hurdles, I mean, it was pretty good on the men's side as well. They ended up... for the 400-meter hurdles for the men, they ended up doing well. The third place finisher for the big three, he did okay, Dos Santos, and then followed by Samba. I did not know that Samba, you know, he's trying to claw his way back into the conversation after all these years. So it's really great to see what he does next year. You know, like I said, so a lot of talented running guys. You know, we had the 100-meter hurdles for the women. Jasmine Camacho Quinn, she went out there and killed it. You know, really did a great job. To solidify her spot. You know, second place, the third place finisher that ended up competing for France. She ended up getting like 7th place, which wasn't really the greatest, but it's great to see Jasmine Camacho Quinn be consistent, stay consistent, and to show these young ladies like how it's supposed to be done in a full season. I know she didn't have the season that she wanted. She got silver, but she finished off with and earned that Diamond League final. So can't hate on that. With the 110-meter hurdles, again, it wasn't the best. It was okay, in my opinion. Grant Holloway wasn't there. He certainly would have been a guy to challenge and to take it, but, you know, you just got to charge it to the game. I think they had a little bit of logistical problems in terms of money on his side when it came to the Diamond League officials and how much he's supposed to be paid. So all his crew ended up leaving. So, like I said, guys, really, really great Diamond League final. And a great way to end off the track season. I know we have a couple more meets later on in the season. Hopefully I'm going to be covering. But for the Diamond League final and everything dealing with the Diamond League, definitely a quality run. So I'm looking forward to seeing who else is going to be running. I know Gabby Thompson's supposed to be running with her new situation that she has with Serena Williams' husband. So I'm really looking forward to it, guys. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I know this was a fairly long brief about Brussels Diamond League, but hopefully you enjoyed it all. Skim through to the parts that you like. If not, I'll see you guys on the next video. This is D Brown with Trackheads. Peace.